fantastic to see you, and such a fantastic film. For you, what was your way into this film? Because when, I imagine first reading the screenplay, the concept of it is startling, I think would be a word.
I loved it. I love, it's almost like, the old storytelling fairy tales. Once upon a time there was a man, and he was a bit of a, and then, and he went downstairs and he bumped into a lamppost. And the world had changed. It's kind of, do you know what I mean? That premise in itself is just delicious. So, the what if and imagine if. And children, and I think the part of us that is children, loves that premise of imagine if. So off he goes on his kind of, but he wakes up in a nightmare. And he doesn't have any status and he doesn't have any control. And the person he thought was the cleaner is now the CEO. The person he thought was the secretary is now a co-CEO. The person he just fired is sitting in his office. It's a wonderful kind of comedic premise. So, and Thea, I love Thea Sharrock. She's absolutely brilliant. And I have to say, I just admired her every inch of the way, directing the movie, which is a big ship to handle. You know what I mean? And she did it with grace, with humour, with wit, because there's always kind of challenges. And a fantastic cast. So what's not to like? I don't think the film pretends to, solve all the big issues of gender parity and gender relations. It's a playful kind of glance at all that. Do you know what I mean? And I think a wonderful welcome lightness in times where the news is quite dark,
I think it pokes holes in things that need to have holes poked in them.
Oh yeah, it is delicious to see Damien, Sacha Baron Cohen's character, have his comeuppance. You go, right, okay, now. So it is great, isn't it? A sort of delicious little revenge to see him suffering the indignities that he's imposed on others. You know what I mean?
And it's a very funny film, but it will also make people think as well. And that's quite a testament to Thea, because striking that balance, it must be incredibly difficult to do, even with such a stellar cast.
Yeah, I think, and there may be those who go, well, could have been more feminist, it could have been more that, but I think most people will go with it and say it's a very delicious, witty, joyful ride on that journey, with those characters, with those people, and brilliantly directed with a wonderful cast.
Congratulations again, and thank you so much for speaking to us. Cheers.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!